Why do some people, starting with the same potential, live with such radically different results? What one simple force decides whether you rise or remain exactly where you are. In the peaceful village of Vrikshagram, there lived a boy named Akash. He was sharp, imaginative, and his ambitions stretched far beyond the horizon. He dreamed of a life of impact, of respect, of grand achievements that would echo through time. Yet, Akash had a silent adversary, his own tendency to delay. His mornings always began the same way. "Akash, the world is already awake," his mother would call, and from beneath his blanket he'd murmur, "One more minute, just one," and sink back into fantasies of a future he wasn't building. He looked at the dedicated people in his village, the potter whose hands shaped clay day after day, the teacher whose lessons patiently molded young minds, and he felt a deep admiration. He wanted their steadiness, their purpose. But his own actions were a storm of starts and stops. One day, intense study. The next, forgotten for games. He had a destination in mind, but no map to get there. At the village outskirts lived a man named Uday, a former mountaineer. Uday's life moved with a quiet, unwavering rhythm. Every dawn, without fail, he would perform his rituals, stretching, tending his garden, reading. His existence was a lesson in repetition. One evening, watching Uday's precise movements, Akash couldn't contain his curiosity. "Sir, doesn't this same routine every single day feel like a cage?" he asked. Uday paused, a kind smile on his face. "Akash, think of your actions as drops of water. A single drop means nothing, but drop after drop, day after day, can carve through stone. What you do consistently, not what you dream of doing rarely, builds your life." Those words landed in Akash's heart with a weight he couldn't ignore. That night, he stared at the ceiling, replaying every project abandoned halfway, every goal set and forgotten. What if his problem wasn't a lack of dreams, but a lack of daily bricks to build them with? The next morning, a battle erupted inside him. His body begged for sleep, but Uday's voice echoed in his mind. He forced himself up, laced his shoes, and stepped into the cool, silent dawn. He began to walk, then jog. His lungs screamed in protest after just a few minutes, but he didn't quit. Day 2 was harder. Day 3, a fraction easier. He didn't tell a soul. A week in, he added a second small stone to his foundation. 30 minutes of focused reading each evening. Weeks blended into months. There were days when exhaustion won, and he skipped his jog. There were evenings when distraction tugged at his focus. Friends invited him to abandon his new phase, but he remembered the water and the stone. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. Slowly, almost invisibly, the changes took root. His mind grew clearer, his body more resilient. His friend Rohan noticed. "Akash, you seem different." "How?" "I just stopped waiting for a different day to arrive," Akash replied. Then an opportunity arrived. A prestigious national youth program announced selections, combining tests of physical stamina and academic knowledge. Panic spread through the student community. How could they possibly prepare in time? Akash felt a strange calm. The day of the physical trial arrived. Participants scrambled, some sprinting ahead only to burn out. Akash found his rhythm, the steady pace his months of dawns had taught him. He finished, not first, but strong and unwavering. Next came the written examination. Around him, he saw faces clenched in stress, fingers flipping pages frantically. Akash breathed deeply. His daily half hours of study had woven a net of knowledge no single night of cramming could create. When the results were posted, his name was near the very top. He ran to Uday, emotions swelling in his chest. "I did it. Your words. They were the key." Uday placed a hand on his shoulder. "The key was always in your hand, Akash. I just reminded you to turn it every day. Motivation lights the path, but habit is the ground you walk on. From then on, Akash's story became a beacon in Vrikshagram. He learned, and then taught, that monumental change is just a collection of minor, repeated decisions. Wake up 20 minutes earlier. Read 10 pages. Take that short walk. These are the silent architects of destiny. Years later, Akash achieved heights that once lived only in his blanket daydreams. But he never forgot the core truth. Your future isn't designed in a blinding flash of inspiration. It is built, brick by humble brick, in the quiet consistency of your days. So what will you lay down today? You don't need to move mountains before sunset. Start with a single pebble. Start now. That is how the journey of 1,000 miles truly begins. If this story resonated, please like this video. It tells us to bring you more tailies like this, and subscribe to Daily Tale Dose.